Yeah, I was racing a motorcycle at Cowboy Park near Louth. Had an accident. The injuries were quite serious: chest injuries, suspected head injuries, and some internal bleeding. And the air ambulance came to get me and was able to take me straight to the trauma centre at Hull, so that I could get straight to the place that I needed to be for best treatment.
Okay, and when was this?
That was August the 18th, 2012.
Right, and what do you remember?
Of that day, the last thing I remember was being called to the grid and being told that I was number 2 on the grid when the person collecting us flicked the V's at me, basically. That's the last thing I remember. So all of that 8-lap race is gone, and all of the rest of that day.
Okay, so all you remember is waking up in hospital?
4 days later.
Wow, and what injuries did you have?
I had 2 punctured lungs, several broken ribs, a broken shoulder blade, some nerve damage, and then thankfully the head injuries didn't turn out to be, the suspected head injuries didn't develop, and same with the internal bleeding.
So when did you learn about exactly what happened that day? And who did you learn it from?
I remember the first waking up, well, I knew, because when you do something like motorcycle racing, it's like there's a 2 and a 2 to be put together. So I connected what I was doing with where I was. In terms of the exact details, it took the person who ran me over on the track to tell me what had gone wrong. So that was about a month later that I found out.
Right, and how long was your recovery?
In total, about 7 months.
Okay.
I was in hospital for 2 weeks, and then off work for 2 months, and then it was 7 months before I could ride a bike again. So that's what I consider to be the full recovery.
I was going to ask, are you riding again?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. And seeing obviously the mission today, the mock mission, did that? Obviously you can't remember what happened at the time, but how did that feel watching it?
It's a strange feeling in a way, because it's like it's it fills my memory. So I'm kind of piecing things together in a way and looking at thinking this is the same sort of thing that happened to me. So it's kind of educational, in that I'm finding out probably what I went through and what the people around me went through. That's why it's quite. It doesn't bring back memories, but it kind of replaces them.
Right, and a lot of people don't realise that the air ambulance is funded voluntarily, so it's funded by people.
Yeah.
Did you realise that?
I did beforehand, because I've had friends who've been in it before me. One of my friends was in it almost a year's of the day before, so I knew. I didn't know quite how much it took to keep it in the sky, and we did do some fundraising which the Stamford Mercury covered at the time. So I was able to repay with some friends the cost of my flight to go back in, and it's surprising how few people appreciate that it's entirely self-funded.
And what fundraising did you do?
A group of us cycled from Stamford back to the Hull, where I was in hospital, and then we cycled the next day from Hull to Cowboy Park. So I kind of completed the return journey on push bikes. We did 100 miles in a day on mountain bikes. It was quite painful.